Money. The ancient philosophers called it a tool of necessity. The moderns call it freedom. But what if they're both wrong? What if money is neither tool nor freedom, but something far more primal, a mirror held up to the darkest corners of human nature? In the 21st century, the world didn't just learn to make money. The world became obsessed with the mechanisms of making it. And in that obsession, something shifted. Power moved from those who had money to those who understood money. From those who wanted it to those who weaponized wanting itself. Today, we're going to explore how the modern world manufactures desire, how it turns attention into capital, the illusion of hard work, and lots more, how it transforms human weakness into billion-dollar empires, and why, despite knowing all of this, we remain complicit. Schopenhauer once argued that all human striving stems from a fundamental will to live, an irrational, driving force that compels us forward. But he missed something crucial. We don't just strive to live. We strive to transcend our limitations, to matter, to be seen. This is where modern money-making reveals its dark genius. The world hasn't created new desires. Desires have always existed. What it has created is a system of manufactured scarcity around the satisfaction of those desires. And that system is exponentially more profitable than actually solving problems. Let's be direct. There are two ways to make money from hunger. 1. Feed people. This is the obvious path. Create a product, distribute it, solve a problem, extract profit. Straightforward. Finite. 2. Make people more hungry. This is the sophisticated path. Don't satisfy the desire, amplify it. Make satisfaction impossible. Redirect the hunger towards status, identity, and social belonging. This is infinite revenue. The most successful companies in the world aren't in the business of selling products. They're in the business of selling the psychological experience of almost satisfaction. The treadmill that never stops. Consider this. Why does Apple release a new phone every year when the previous model was already exceptional? Not because it's necessary. Because necessity is cheap. What's profitable is aspiration. The old phone becomes inadequate. You must have the new one. The psychological architecture is flawless. This is the dark secret. The best business in the world isn't solving your problems. It's preventing you from ever feeling solved. Humans do not buy what they need. They buy what they desire. And desire is one of the easiest emotions to manipulate. Luxury brands know this. Marketing agencies know this. Social media platforms know this. Instead of selling usefulness, they sell status. Instead of selling products, they sell identity. You're not just buying shoes. You're buying the feeling of being admired. But here's the uncomfortable question. Are you buying things? Or are things buying your attention? Attention is the real currency. For thousands of years, philosophers understood power as a function of control over things. Land, gold, armies. But Foucault, that magnificent cynic, understood something darker. Power operates through control of perception. The most insidious form of control doesn't bind your body. It colonizes your mind. It makes you want the cage. Modern economies have weaponized this insight. They don't control you through oppression. They control you through fascination. In today's world, money is no longer the most valuable asset. Attention is. Because where attention goes, money follows. That's why social media companies fight for your time. That's why influencers fight for your clicks. And that's why algorithms study your behavior more than you do. Let me ask you something honestly. How many hours a day do you give away for free to platforms that profit from your attention? Let me talk from a business angle. Let's quickly dive into the economic truth that nobody wants to say out loud. You are not the customer. You are the product. When TikTok claims 1 billion users, they're not selling videos to you. They're selling you your attention, your behavior patterns, your psychological vulnerabilities to advertisers. Your eyeballs are the product. Your addiction is the business model. 1. Free service attracts billions of users. 2. Algorithmic manipulation keeps them engaged beyond healthy limits. 3. Behavioral data is harvested with surgical precision. 4. That data is sold to corporations who want to influence your choices. 5. You believe you're free while being microscopically optimized for maximum spending. The genius? You paid nothing. You didn't consent in any meaningful way. And you feel like you got something for free. But what you actually did was volunteer your most finite resource, time. And time, when monetized at scale across billions of people, becomes the ultimate currency. A single hour of human attention across a billion people? That's infinite value. That's why Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and Elon Musk are billionaires. Not because they made better products, because they captured and weaponized human attention. How systems engineer compliance. Kant believed in human autonomy, the capacity to think and choose independently. It's a beautiful idea, a dangerous one, too, because it suggests we can be free. The architects of modern capitalism understand this threat. They've built systems that preserve the illusion of choice while eliminating genuine freedom. When you enter a supermarket with 47 cereal brands, you experience choice. But every brand is owned by one of three corporations. The choice is pure theater. The system has already won. You're selecting from a predetermined set of acceptable outcomes, all of which generate profit for the same entities. This psychological manipulation extends into every domain. Politics, healthcare, love, career. You're offered choices, all of which are pre-approved by the system. And if you pick outside the system, you're marginalized, mocked, or crushed. A business doesn't want you to have no choices. That's tyranny, and tyranny creates resistance. What it wants is for you to have many choices that all lead to the same destination. Netflix's algorithm works like this. It gives you millions of shows but algorithmically guides you toward content that keeps you subscribed. The choice of what to watch is real, but the outcome, you staying subscribed, is predetermined. Banks offer flexible payment plans. Credit cards offer rewards. Insurance companies offer options. Each choice seems different. All of them extract wealth from you. This is why the smartest businesses don't compete on price. They compete on narrative. They make you believe that choosing them is a reflection of your identity. The wealthy understand something most people don't. Workers trade time for money, but strategists trade systems for money. A worker earns once. A system earns forever. Businesses, investments, media, technology. These are not just industries. They are money machines built on psychology. The question is, are you participating in the system or building one? The system monetized desperation. Desperation is the edge case that reveals system logic. In times of crisis, pandemic, war, economic collapse, the system's true nature becomes visible. And in every crisis, the wealthy extract value from the desperate. Nietzsche spoke of the will to power as the fundamental human drive. But there's something beyond that, the will of systems to perpetuate themselves. And when threatened, systems don't reform. They consolidate. When governments print money during a crisis, it doesn't go to individuals. It goes to banks and corporations. The money filters down as inflation that crushes the poor while the asset-rich become wealthier. The crisis itself becomes a wealth transfer mechanism. Look at what happened during the 2020 pandemic. Lockdowns crushed small businesses. Billionaires' wealth increased by trillions. Amazon, Google, Meta, all profited enormously from crisis. The playing field didn't level. It tilted further. This reveals the ultimate truth. The system doesn't make money by creating value. It makes money by consolidating control and extracting it from everyone else. So how is the world making money? Not by solving your problems, by perpetuating them, by creating new ones, by making you desire what you don't need and fear what you do. It's making money by turning your attention into a commodity, your time into a finite resource that can be bought and sold, your weakness into profit. It's making money by debt, by making you promise your future to institutions that own your present, by making you believe that your chains are choices. It's making money by control, by architecting the entire landscape of what you think is possible, by making you enforce the system against yourself, by making resistance feel impossible. And the most brilliant part? It's making money by making you complicit, by making you believe that you're free, that you're choosing, that if you're not rich, it's because you didn't hustle hard enough. The system doesn't oppress. It seduces, and that's infinitely more powerful. Now, the question you should ask yourself isn't, how can I make money in this system? That question assumes the system is legitimate, that the goal is worthwhile. The question you should ask is, what would it look like to live outside of it? And the terrifying answer is, you probably can't. Not completely. Not anymore. The system is too comprehensive, too sophisticated, too integrated into the basic functions of existence. Which means you're not going to escape it. You're going to have to learn to navigate it, to understand it, to see it clearly, and maybe, just maybe, to change it from within. But that's a conversation for another time. The world of money is not just about numbers. It's about human behavior, influence, emotion, and perception. Once you understand how people think, you begin to understand how the world makes money. But here's the final question I want you to think about tonight. Are you being influenced? Or are you learning how influence works? Because the moment you understand that difference, you stop chasing money, and money starts chasing you.